Really? Really? And people think that I'm just trying to get some fake sympathy and I'm the vilest and I deserve it and everything. Who deserves this? Who deserves for the creepy old guy that's been stalking you to call your church, who, by the way, knows your family like the back of their fucking hand and knows that that voice is not my brother, nor that other voice, my grandfather, their own fucking deacon? You're telling me you called and you, well, that's great because I will be, these will be archived, not just this way, but I'm gonna get them off the fucking answer machine. You do realize my granddad's a deacon there? Bitch, fuck you. I decided to come live. This is when I woke up. Fuck you. Coward. Y'all are the ones that are fucking always online 24/7 every day. You're a fucking obsessive stalking ass piece of shit. Run my mouth. How's this for running your mouth? Listen to this fucker running.
Florida Baptist Church. We're unable to take your call at this time. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and we'll get back with you as soon as possible. Have a blessed day.
Yes, I was wanting you to put Ian Gibb Wilson on the prayer request. He's my brother. My grandfather goes to your church, Coy Wilson.
And they're gonna be like, who the fuck is this?
And he's just been, man.
We're talking about a church in a town of like fucking 400 to 500 people. Dumb.
This is embarrassing, but he's having homosexual relationships with other men. And if you could please put him on.
This is going, like people have said, this is going outside of YouTube. This is harassment. This is slander. Filthy, I don't have to fucking know your real name to be able to file a lawsuit against you. No, there's several ways of which I can subpoena or get lawyers know how to go at ways at finding out anonymous users online, who they are. You know, thankfully, all of this isn't as new as I thought it to be. Yeah, check out the community post. Read up on the law.
On the prayer request list. I mean, her grandfather's ashamed, and so am I. But if you could do that.
Yeah, because they're gonna definitely know you're definitely not my fucking brother. You fucking idiot.
It would mean a lot to me. God bless, ma'am.
Now say that what there's no at the end like, this is just a prank, don't take this serious, or this is just part of the trolling services we offer. This is not meant to be taken serious. There's nothing like that. And even if he did say that shit, so what? Because it has to do with with pattern recognition and behavior. Here's another one.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Now, that's not the church. Who is that?
Sorry, missed your call. Just leave me a message. Thanks.
We'll find out who that is. That's got to be a family member or friend. You're trying to lie on here and say that it's a call to the church. The other one was a clear call to the church because of the answering machine. That was a cell phone answering machine.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording,
Especially that. That's kind of a dead giveaway to cell phone.
you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
This is Coy Woodrow Wilson. If you would mind, could you put my grandson Ian Gibb Wilson on the prayer list? I'm having a lot of trouble out of the boy. He's heavily using drugs.
You realize whoever you're calling there is going to, number one, be alarmed of this, but not in the sense of you wanting. They're going to be alarmed because they're going to know that that's not fucking Coy. Whoever that was that you called. Y'all, you made sure to cut off the part where their greeting was so you couldn't really hear it. But we heard a smidgen of her voice in there.
And it's been rumored he might even be diddling kids. I'm not sure, ma'am.
I'm gonna make your degenerate, fat, cowardly ass regret you ever targeted me, old man.
But if you could put him on the prayer list, I would greatly
They need to put you on the prayer list, buddy.
appreciate it.
And why do I say that? Because I got a bad feeling about your well-being and about the rumors and actions. Not even rumors, just the blatant actions I'm seeing from you. Like I'm really worried about your mental health.
Ian Gibb Wilson. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I hear that mangy mutt. I hear you got a mangy mutt in the background too. Yeah, you got a mangy mutt, don't you? But you want to say my mutt or my dog, excuse me, is a mangy mutt. Mutts usually are more than just two breeds. Just saying. I got people saying that they're lying, that this isn't MC. And I got I got people that are just saying it's MC because they don't want see. That was recorded off another fucking short. That was recorded off another short. So I tagged
about the gay something. Gay.
Oh,
B-A.
gay. That's me looking at gay bathhouses because I've been watching the Jeffrey Dahmer movie. So I tagged
about the gay something.
I wasn't admitting I love dick, you fucking dumbass. It was me talking about why I had that on there. Same for you, milkman.
Do you say anything against him?
Are you going to talk about
Do you say anything
right now,
against
or
him?
are you going to deflect?
I'm asking you a question.
Are
I
you
have
really
asked you a
using
question.
another man's actions? What's that got
cannot-
to do with filthy? What's that got to do with filthy and her?
Because I'm trying to prove a point here. You
So
can't
if
have
you
a,
decide-
you
if
can't have a
we
high
had a
moral
question-
ground.
We had a
You
question.
we
cannot-
have been
you.
against your
I'm not gonna sit
grandchild.
up
Can we
here-
post the pictures
I'm not
out?
going to sit up here and let junk box over here. They're going to overtalk me the whole damn time. So go put your fucking teeth in and shut the fuck up and let me speak. You can't have a moral ground
Oh yeah, that really destroyed me.
and say one thing and then turn around and turn your back on something else.
Well, yeah. Why
Do
don't
you say anything
why
against him?
don't you take that advice?
So I can click on the Filthy Animal account
That
and
wasn't
look and
Rebel.
see. Shut up, Square. You're done. I can't with you right now. So I can click on.
That's Blake. That's basically, yeah. That's me on the Gene team. Yeah, that's how I got treated on the Gene team. But yeah,
He wasn't sincere. When I catch Grandpa, oh wait! I lick the blood off the blade and chop his bitch ass up. I'm ready for war. I taste
yeah, dumb genius. You better stay in the acting.
Animal try to talk shit about Square, y'all. But he looks just like an older Square. Look at those eyebrows. Lord have mercy. Them big bushy ass caterpillars, them big long ass eyebrows and shit. You look just like Square.
And fuck you,
No
motherfucker.
matter, you call him your son.
Fuck you. That's not even filthy, as far as you fucks, and I know.
A second here.
Wake your ass up, you fucking faggot. What are you doing over there? Fucking winkle.
I've been sitting here awake the whole time. Shut the fuck up, Ford.
Shut the fuck.
Don't call me again, fucking motherfucker.
Wake your
You can clearly hear I'm awake already, so they just saying that shit. They just say shit just to say it. That's how you know these people are degenerates. Calling me a pedophile, calling me a diddler. Yeah.
Man. Hey. Yeah, he's already. I got your booty. I got your booty.
Clearly, they're recording me playing a game that I play with my dog called I'm Gonna Get You Booty, in which I grab the back end of his legs and call it his butt, which is technically his butt, but it's not. I'm not explaining that. That's just fucking dumb. Whatever. See, they're doing all this psyop shit. It's not Clifford. I don't even know why I actually picked that, but it's funny that they're bouncing it off between Herbal and fucking. Last time I'd reached out to Herbal, he didn't want anything to do with this shit. And he was done with it. He said. So why did 12 hours ago, fucking whoever ran that account is claiming that Herbal? Well, I agree with Herbal on that one. At least me and him have the same views politically. I don't know why more things like that don't put people on YouTube in common instead of these petty differences people make up on their own out of their own mind. You know what? Fuck my life. Fuck these people. I'm gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to put on what I got documented and anything that comes across online. Not gonna interact anyway.
I didn't see the shot at her, and
Matter of fact, why don't we just fucking hear some of these fucking voicemails? I've gotten a shitload of voicemails. And I think I'll call it a night. 39 fucking voicemails. Good God.
it doesn't mean Dear Diary. Post. I wish I was a woman. Leaving the internet means leaving the internet.
Shut up, MC.
Your obsession with AD is obvious. You love that dude.
MC's talking about you. He ain't talking about me. Nah, you know why I'm mad at MC. You just want to play coy. Surprised you didn't fucking just say something even more stupid. It was so stupid what you just said. Hold on, let's hear that again, MC. And so Matthew Heckman here, after months of being supposedly off the radar.
Not only quit the work first, prove it by your latest community post of a thumbnail of JS. You better watch your boy book. He's trying to steal your daddy films from you. He's jealous of all your celebrity.
Do you hear this delusional piece of shit? He thinks he's really creative.
You even admitted you haven't quit your taper.
What do you mean I haven't quit the taper? The taper wasn't supposed to be over, you dumbass. It's not over yet. My appointment is on the 12th. Man, fuck you. I ain't gotta explain shit to you.
Too bad you tried to get your life in order. You were jumped up. She couldn't help you anymore.
That is somebody that is straightly deranged with fucking hate to say that shit. He wishes right now I was. This asshole's gonna take the fact that I regret while I was gone. My grandmother didn't pass because I was gone. She passed because she had a fucking issue and went to the hospital and had congestive heart failure. You moron. Keep talking about shit you know nothing of. And what was that about? Starting shit and not the bit. I didn't start no shit. In school, I always, just like with you fuckers on the internet, just like this has been so fucking triggering as it is, fuck that word, is because y'all are doing the same thing people used to do in school. Start up and attack and fucking bully me for just, hey, look at him. Fuck you. All right, let's listen to this next one. I guess somebody called me and literally left me them flushing.
Leaving the internet.
I don't give a fuck what you leave. Well, yeah, take the MC. You should really. That didn't age well because supposedly you were forced to leave the internet. Dumbass, lying ass. You just you're a hypocrite. You got no right. You got no right. You showed your dick online, or well, you showed your balls with your hairy little gray hairs online. Then you had the nerve to fucking run off like a coward, scared about it, and now you slowly come back after you realize that your group shielded you from any. But don't worry. You know what? Since you decided to want to call and leave some vitriol in my messages like that, I'm going to reach out to Team YouTube, give them your name, where you live, give them the name of your old channel, give them the name of the possible channel that you run, Milkman, and explain to them everything you've been doing. With some luck, I'm eventually going to get YouTube so tired of fucking hearing of me that they are going to permanently ban you sons of bitches. So that way, either that or they can permanently ban me. Either way, I wouldn't give a shit. Matter of fact, if they banned me, that'd be even better because then I can show what type of a fucking piece of shit platform this is on another platform. Okay, well, that wasn't nothing. 56 seconds.
Going something like to perpetuate, engage, instigate. I thought you'd like to know that Army vet let it slip that you were calling her again. Nothing you. She doesn't want shit to do with you. I know.
Actually, if you're talking about here the other day, yeah, I did call her, but it wasn't on purpose. Didn't I bring that up already when I was watching their video or something? Because I heard her mention that. What the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't. Oh, he's inferring this because of that community post and other things. Like he sees me still calling out the shit they do to books wrong. I'm gonna call out whatever y'all do to someone wrong, regardless on whether I'm on the up and up with them or not.
Yeah, Wacky Jackie, you paid $400 for bad information on Mr. Future. I will charge you $400,000 for correct information on both these individuals. We have bad information on Wacky Jackie. I know the identity of Filthy Wacky Jackie, since you paid $400 for bad information on Mr. Future. I will charge you $400,000 for the correct information on both these individuals.
I don't need that.
We have clips that you talking shit about Army just last week.
So.
Goddamn fucking idiot.
No, I'm going to talk shit about the things that she did. It doesn't mean that I still can't point out the wrong things y'all have done to her daughter. It doesn't mean I want to be her friend, you fucking like, you guys are so simple-minded. You think action B, correlation, automatically causation.
You are simply engaging, instigating.
How?
Taking advice from Andrea, who has open CPS case on her involving child porn. Jimothy was reacting to you. Fuck your dog. We have all the clips. So keep perpetually spreading those fucking victims. See how that. I want to be surprised if Kita shows up soon to take that dog on your hand. Continue with molesting. You fucked it unalive.
This is a sick fucking individual. All you've got is a goddamn clip of my fucking screen being shown, and then you hear the audio of me playing with my dog talking about I'm gonna get his booty. They don't prove nothing. Just because your sick mind wants to take it to a far ass out of the way place, shut the fuck up. Hateful individuals. Just hateful individuals. When you piss off this many people, you know you're doing something right. Yeah, it was left that way on purpose afterwards, you dumbass. You think you're really like making fun of me? How about Lil Walt?
I do have a sample of the merch coming in the mail. You should receive it shortly. And I just want to make sure you're satisfied with their work. Have a shitty day. And I hope your paper you suffer like a motherfucker.
So apparently they really do believe that I'm on the taper. So see, they say that everything I say is a lie, but then they do and let out little things like that, which are telltale signs that they do believe what I say. These people are so fucking dumb. Yeah, Wacky, I can tell that's you. Fucking no lives. No lives. Oh,
This message is for Ian Wilson. Just want to inform you that these holdings are reopening a case on you due to your online internet activity being hot. They know what you do. Now they're wondering if you were stoned when you killed their family.
Huh.
Thank you.
Funny thing though, my blood was taken that day, dumbass. That was cleared years ago.
It's time to get a hold of Troy. You could call me back. Over here. The police. Thank you. Sorry for that. The wrong number.
It's probably a troll.
No. Be expecting a random drug test at your job today.
Oh no, don't call me trolls. Leave me alone. Got do not disturb on, so while I have to wait until this call's done, we'll get back to it. Hurry up, got a voicemail. I'm not deleting any, so hopefully it'll stay full. Oh, I thought I didn't work. Ooh. But I thought I didn't work. Isn't that what they said? They did say I didn't work. You know. They say because I'm on the YouTube so much, there's no way I could work. How do they do it?
If you're not unavailable to answer the phone, then answer the phone.
Oh, someone mad they can't talk.
This message is for Ian Wilson.
That's
Just want to inform you.
yeah. You just want to lie. See, that was you there, and then that's you there, which shows that you're playing games, dummy.
If you're not, answer the phone, then answer the phone.
See? Same person.
Where you be? You're alone. Where you be? You're alone.
Fucking immature.
Hey, you little worthless.
Oh, that's Kyle.
Little worthless fucking drug. Won't you go online? Fucking loser. You are worth your first property, boy. You got.
Oh yeah, I'll be taking that to the court again since they decided to deny my first EPO on you.
Hey,
Y'all listen to that. That's Kyle Vickery.
hey, fat, swelling, drug, fucking freak. Come over to YouTube and explain yourself, fucking faggot.
Peer pressure. That's 2 unwanted calls. One directly telling me to kill myself.
Well, needed to report, doxing. Need to report doxing. Is where,
Thanks. Also, Joe, appreciate it. Thanks for exposing AD. Even though you really don't like me either. But I guess my enemy is my revealer. Huh. Why are they such obsessed with dongs? Oh, that's Fusion. All right, so I'll be filing again on YouTube Fusion. Both of them were you. Good job at trying to disguise your voice. So I almost didn't know that was you though for a second. That's also Fusion. Okay.
what the fuck are you doing, boy? Don't ever get that strong. Work very strong.
But I'm not being stalked or harassed though, right, AD? Oh, by the way, thanks for enabling this some more by letting me get by not just letting me, by actually putting my number out there yourself. You fucking, and then you have the nerve to call me vile? Really?
Hey, you little. Yeah. You won't get just a sympathy point.
Matthew Hawk Heckman.
Notice that
Oh, so the people that you refer to as the Dear Hogans, you just call motherfuckers, Matthew.
God, no point.
Pretty sure I will.
Did you find
I'm pretty sure that that's none of your business and just you trying to, since that was from July 10th, you just trying to fuck with me.
you know, now, but we need to have a conversation. We need to talk soon. I'm concerned about your well-being. I mean, do we need a wellness check? I don't know, Jennifer. I'm concerned about your well-being.
Keep threatening. It doesn't matter. They'll come here. I'll say I'm fine. They'll leave. They won't come inside. Because if they respond to a call of y'all's, they will not be treated with cooperation. They'll be treated with cooperation as much as the law requires. How about that? It's not even a holiday.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, you're concerned about trying to perpetuate a crime. That's what you're concerned about. Let's be honest.
I've got the video coming out.
Ooh. I don't know you to be a Jew. You have called me you have degraded me as a Jewish person and my dead friend and accused us of doing deviant behavior that we had never or would never do. And you have been counter reported. That's how old that one is.
Extremely lucky, when it's cold.
I did not come on trolling Gobble. I came on looking into Gobble's thing and was concerned and wondering, was this guy really who these people were telling me they were, aka you people before you made this group and started going at me. Once you saw that I found the truth and I was the type of person that apologized for my actions towards Gobble and took my videos down, you then doubled down to use that to target me further. Because people like you don't apologize for shitty things you do.
His entire fault. You the fuck control you.
Right now at 2 a.m., I mean, I was all day yesterday. I mean, and I'm going to be here. And I did get out of it just about an hour ago to refill my drink. But you want me to get up right now? Is that it? Right this moment? You want me to get out of it? Hold on. Okay. All right. I'm out of the not twin queen bed. I'm out of it. Okay. Okay, Matthew, I'm out of it. All right. I hope that satisfied you. Actually, I really don't give a shit. So, yes, for all those that do watch this video that do have a conscience or anything, or do give a shit about decency, no, this is not normal. Having this many people attack you and make up stuff like this is not normal. And it's such a convoluted story now and involves so many people, and there's so many apathetic people involved that used to pretend or were actively involved in trying to help in some way they thought, but they either grew out of it got threatened, offered money, etc. The same old ways of how corruption and powerful people turn the tide against the average person. Isn't it ironic how I keep getting told by these people that I'll never own a firearm or anything, but then they tell me to shoot myself. It's almost like they're implying and know in one way that I am lawfully entitled, but then like to also just, I don't know, gaslight, trigger me in those other instances when they know they're lying. That must be it. I mean, how else do you explain it? Yeah. So we're gonna end this. Hayti PD only has 2 officers, the chief that hates me and his errand boy. So I really don't give a shit about the opinion of HPD or Penobscot County Sheriff's Department, being as to what they did with y'all. Oh, y'all haven't even heard you know, let's see.
I know Charlotte. I'm short and sweet. You're trying to do. Oh, see, people. Okay, go right. He said that. Because of so go. Yeah. So what about these? Yeah. Those are fakes. You people, these people that make humiliate, they've already. Right. Jay on the floor is the person that they're supposed to. So it's all coming over the internet. Yeah. They're gonna fuck you up.
It should be noted at the time of that recording, I wasn't, I hadn't started my taper yet, and I wasn't still smoking. But even though I went ahead and said, because I did say that to the sheriff, but it's in with my grandpa in his storage shed still. But what do you think will happen once I do stop smoking or whatever and move off or what have you? I mean, I'll go in storage, clean out, and I'll take possession of it because I'm lawfully able to. So you can go on and, oh yeah, suck it easy. Your best bet is to tuck tail and run. Same shit every day with this nutcase junk box. Yeah. Well, you just specifically heard the sheriff say he knows what this is about. And what it was JR. Y'all didn't call up there and you weren't as honest as you were online. Somebody called up there and tried to make the report that I was trying to purchase a firearm in Michigan. Who lives in Michigan? Matthew Heckerman. Coincidence? Correlation? Not necessarily causation? Or is it Occam's razor? Could be one of them explanations, who knows? But, so anyway. Yeah. But did y'all notice back when that recording was done, when I wasn't, I wasn't smoking or anything, and I mean, I was clear-headed. I could name the names as soon as he asked me questions. I named the names and et cetera, and what have you. Dude, get the fuck out of here. The names as best as I could. Yeah, see right here. Either way, you're unlikable. None of this is going to get you sympathy. Your word means nothing. So in other words, because I'm unlikable for defending myself, aka talk shit, y'all say, which is the same thing every single one of you have done, and either forgive people or stuff. Here's a piece of shit talking about my mom. He's not a piece of shit though enough. He's not unlikable enough, even though he does that. But if I said that about one of y'all's mommies that were dead, you would call me just a vile human piece of scum shit, when that's what he is. Cyrax 2.0. Well, I don't have a bald head. I don't have scabies, and I'm not a pedo either. I don't have any legitimate accusations like perhaps maybe Cyrax does. Oh, and another thing, if there was somebody that moved across the street next door from the internet and was trying to bait me to go over there just so they could have the excuse of trying to whoop me or whatever, you know what? I wouldn't go over there. If anything, I would probably end up, without even intentionally doing it, get him so mad that they would come over here and get themselves arrested, regardless if they get some licks in on me or not. That's just one of 3 of the videos from a month and a half ago's interaction with the sheriff. Back when the JR thing was going on. Well, it had actually been going on for a little bit, but still, just like, I think he had said something about it, if I'm not mistaken, last night. I don't know. My memory's not the best. And in my personal opinion, I think it's unconstitutional for people that are prescribed medical marijuana to not be able to carry. I believe the law is like they can technically, and it's not what I do. I'm speaking specifically on the law, but I believe in general technicality, a person may possess it or it be in the home. And if someone else has one, or even if they had bought it originally, but if it's not in their immediate possession and is taken apart and the ammunition is not readily, just bada boom, pop in and go, then it's not considered readily accessible or operational. And yeah, there's laws where even under circumstances a felon, you know, can use a firearm even in defense. I'm not even a felon. And there's laws on people that are intoxicated when people break in their homes or try to, what have you, use self defense. So that obviously means it wouldn't, but I still, with knowing I know the political climate, I know what the federal stuff still says and everything. And with all that in mind, that's the reason why I wouldn't go by square, because I'd rather play it safe. Like, I'm not going to push the envelope when it comes to the law in any regard. I never, like, when I was a teenager, I was, probably I got considered, lame or what have you, where I first got the name Square along with Willie, because I would be concerned and be the one voice would be like, I don't know if we should be doing this. And they'd be like, oh, relax. You fucking worry too much. And then I remember the time I had a random nosebleed like I used to have when I was younger, and I didn't have any paper towels or nothing. All I had was an older shirt from a day ago in the back from earlier that day. I got them to pass that to me, and I'd covered it up around my nose, and we were going through the suburbs. It was probably about a 35 to 30 mile zone. I think I was doing about 40. Maybe it was 42. And I was 16. And we got pulled over by, it wasn't a plain marked car. It was an undercover car. He must have been out there doing surveillance on somebody or something, and he noticed us speed through the neighborhood, and he was like, fucking kids from out of state. Huh. Because, I got out of state tags. And he comes up to the car, and he's like, what happened to you? And I said, and he's like, these boys beat you up? Talking about my friends in the back seat and shit. I was like, no, sir. I was like, I'm having a nosebleed, man. He said, well, you realize you're going way too fast down this road. And then he said, Gunky. And then Rez said, well, how you doing, Sergeant? And I was like, I looked over at Rezgar. I said, you know this cop? He was like, what's going on, Gunky? I mean, the police's voice got high as a motherfucking tenor. I was like, what the fuck? And they started, talking about, oh, yeah, you remember back in, how so-and-so, yeah, I was like, this is not happening right now. It's needless to say, I got two guys in the back seat with a stash on each of them. We had recently that was the only time, like, for weeks and weeks they were like, come on, smoke, man, and let's go ride. And I was like, no, I will not. I was like, if we're smoking, I'm parking. I would not smoke and drive as a teenager. Well, one day they really put on the peer pressure. I mean, really laid that shit on thick and was insult. Basically they wanted to do what they wanted to do, and I was the fucking wheels, and I was holding it up. So they got me feeling bad enough to where I was like, all right, fuck it, whatever. I was like, I swear to God, though, if anything happens to me, I said, I'm taking you down as I go. That's what I told all of them. I was like, you motherfuckers, I swear to God. So we get in the car, I go, and I'm sitting there ultra super paranoid, like making sure to drive by the fucking driver's manual book to the fucking letter, period, and exclamation point. in every aspect so far that they was like commenting on it, like, damn, it's like we're like driving Miss Daisy, she call you driving Miss Willie. And they was making jokes like that. And I was like, ha ha ha. I laughed at some of them. And we finally got to the place where it's going. As soon as we got there, guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4 cops cars are there. We pull up, fucking same situation last time. Weed on us. Not only this time, I'm fucking out in my first car I got gifted to me just for doing good in school and stuff and being not a bad kid. Like, here I am now risking all that. I'm fucking driving around stoned in 2000 and fucking 10 or whatever the fuck year that was. It was a long time ago. And I said, "What the fuck is going on?" They said, "Man, dude must be got some stuff going on." I'm like, "Oh no, you think these 4 cop cars are just here for no reason?" I was like, "So," and I'm thinking to myself, and they're like, "What are you doing? Go!" And I'm like, we just pulled up here. We can't just pop a Yui and bounce." They're like, "Yes, the fuck you can." And they're like, or I'm like, "No, we cannot." And they're like, "Why the fuck not?" I said, uh, that guy's looking right at us. It was a cop. I was like, "I have been watching him out the corner of my eye since we pulled up here. He has not taken his eye off of us." And they're like, "Yeah, his racist ass is probably thinking, what the fuck is that white boy?" That's what Resgar straight up said. He's like, he probably thinking, why the fuck is you with us? I was like, okay, that's not helping. And I laughed because fucking Darius fucking that they was out in the back seat. They go, I'm like, y'all are not helping. I'm like, I'm gonna get out. And so as soon as I got out, immediately that cop that I had locked eyes out the corner of my eye with, I got out. He's like, "Yeah, are y'all trying to go here?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, we got something going on now. You." He's like, you can't go in." I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna bounce." And he did thumbs up, and I fucking got in the car, and I said, "All right." Y'all saw him. He gave thumbs up. We leave him. They're like, "Man, you wasn't under no traffic stop." I said, "Still though, man, at any moment he could have been like freeze, and I would have fucking had to fucking freeze." Right, I was like, "I drive stoned every day." Hey, well, that's on you. You know, you're a human. Back in the day, I'd be more preachy, but today I'm just like, hey, y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do because I can't afford, that bullshit. Some people can afford, or it would seem that they could afford going through the legal system several times. I had to go through it the unintentional times that I ran into it, and I didn't like going through it, and it was way too expensive. So I damn sure am not gonna repeat a mistake from adolescence just so I can fucking be thrown back into that fucking mix. I'm not a willing participant. I'm not willing. So then Patty got no case too because she's documenting stuff back. Like, been thrifting, get the fuck out of here. Talking about it's called snorting too much. Dude, I have not snorted anything. The one time I thought about it, it got interrupted from these people calling the cops. And and I snapped out of it. How many times do I have to fucking remind you people of that? It don't matter. You don't fucking believe it. Don't worry about it. I did that when I was a teenager, and I can't be prosecuted for it. And somebody that gets a misdemeanor DWI for drugs don't lose their gun rights. Duh. But I didn't get a DUI or anything, so. Driving stoned is against the law. Well, y'all's buddy drives stoned, and I bet a bunch of other y'all drive stoned too. Like, see, I can't even fucking tell a story on here back from my youth, in my heyday, you know, being irresponsible and shit, without being judged for it. What started me coming on here was the fact that he actually had the fucking gall to call the church and say the shit that he said. My grandpa's not gonna like it at all. So, you know, my granddad was kind of like wanting this all just to go away. You doing that filthy is just now gonna get him more involved. So, thanks for that, I guess. That's one unintentional effect that it'll happen. And you know, me talking to or about these people, Ben, that's not engaging directly. I think that you may have snorted too much drugs.
Then I came back around and I saw that he was on the ground. Okay. And he was freaking out. Yeah.
Lori Vallow Daybell, also known as Doomsday Mom, is a woman who murdered her children, her husband's ex-wife, and was involved in other murders in a chilling saga that gripped the nation. The sudden disappearance of Ty Lee Ryan, 16, and Joshua J.J. Vallow, 8, in September 2019 sent shockwaves throughout the country.
On the evening of August 18, 2012, in the city of Carrollton, Texas, a dramatic 911 call was received by the Carroll County Sheriff's Department at approximately 8:30 p.m.
Carrollton 911, what's the address of the emergency?
I've been shot, please.
What's the address, ma'am?
1525 Boulevard Way.
What's the phone number you're calling from in case I need you?
972 939
Tell me exactly what happened.
I'm being taken in my garage. I was getting out of my car. And a wild BLM person shot me. And he's just... Oh my God. Oh, I don't know what to...
Okay, I'm going to let you go, Miss.
Religious family frequented. 1 hour before this 911 call was received, at 7:30 p.m., Nancy stopped on her way home at a Taco Bueno and then continued back to her place. And
I don't claim to be tough and bad. I'm mean. I'm going to hurt you. If you jump on me, I'm going to hurt you. 49 years old. I done been to the pen total 15 years. I got grandkids that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I want to be free, and I want out this weekend. I got the big ace in the hole, and I got the ball in my court on this. If y'all want this murder, this attempted murder solved, y'all need to work with me because I ain't playing. Y'all want it, I'll give it to you in a golden basket. I'm not giving up nothing until I got something solid on my end. I'll die with it.
I don't think this woman deserved what happened.
No, she sure didn't. But if
and she deserves a little bit of justice.
Yep, and she'll get it. But I want my back scratched too.
Maybe not from you.
I want my back scratched too.
Billy continued to withhold information about
Holy shit, the fucking nerve.
Shooting until investigators offered him a deal. The full details of said deal have not yet been made public. However, one of the stipulations required Billy to provide information that could confirm the legitimacy of his claims. So Billy began to describe Nancy's vehicle.
She ain't had it long. It's brand new.
Okay.
It's dark blue. It's a 4-door. It's got like a hatchback.
Once the officers felt that the info that Billy was providing was credible, they reached an agreement. Billy then started to unravel the mystery of this attempted murder. Apparently, Mr. John had heard stories about Billy, and on one random afternoon, Billy received a call.
I was laying on the couch and the phone rang. How he got my information from them, I don't know. He just said, you don't know me, told me his name, said, I don't know you, but I was caught word that you might be the one to do a job for me. He wanted it done in accident so it wouldn't come on him. Like a carjacking, purse snatching. There was two of them that done it. One driving, pick them up, and one that pulled the trigger. Now, which one drove, which one pulled the trigger, I don't know, but I know both of them. That number right there?
1764.
That's John's contact number. If he still got the phone.
That's how you call him? How many conversations have you had with John regarding this being done?
Numbers.
More than 10?
The evidence included
He's got to
Dustin.
be a part of it. He knows way too much. Like, why would they be telling this guy so much if he's not involved?
Number right there?
1764.
That's John's contact number.
It looks like I feel like he either may have been the shooter or the driver, and the other one just hadn't been caught. And he's like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna make me a deal," and trying to act like that there's a whole nother person, hoping that maybe that they'll fucking buy it all and just let him go. But no, I don't think.
If he
so.
still got the phone.
That's how you call him? How many conversations have you had with John regarding this being done?
Numbers.
That's what makes me think he's one of the fucking two.
More than 10?
Yeah.
More than 20?
50, 60.
As it turns
There you go.
out, Billy was considered a ringleader of an East Texas gang known as the Hee Haw Gang, and he proclaimed that this
Man, this is either some really good shit, which it is. But I just see the words, the Hee Haw Gang. Hee Haw.
man named Mr. John was actually the one that arranged to have Nancy shot. Billy also mentioned that he knew other people that could corroborate these claims. One of these people was the man that we saw during the traffic stop named Dustin Hyams. Dustin was actually Billy's stepson. Investigators then contacted Dustin and brought him in for an interview.
You're a good kid. You got yourself messed up in a little thing, but you're a good kid. See that you're not wrong. The Christian woman, dude. That's it. You know, who shared with you that she's a Christian woman? God did.
Although Dustin was admittedly high on methamphetamine during this interview, he still made it clear that this Mr. John character was a high roller, and that he was throwing money at everybody in an attempt to persuade somebody to kill Nancy. Dustin also made it very clear that there was over a dozen people that were well aware of this murder-for-hire scheme. One of these people was a man by the name of Charlie Louderman, who Billy had hired to be his bodyguard. At this point, Charlie was already behind bars, so investigators arranged an interview.
So have you heard about the shooting in Carrollton? Yeah, I heard. Everybody else heard about it, and you know who it's involving? Yeah. Who's that? Billy Earl Johnson, Mr. John. Mr. John. So you know Mr. John? Yeah. Billy Earl's out there, and he is one man, son of a bitch. This man, he tried to get me to kill that woman. Did he really? Because he could
You want the truth?
Yeah, I want the truth.
You got that recorder on? Yeah.
I've got to have the truth.
Yeah, you goddamn right. That son of a bitch tried to get me to kill that woman.
Charlie corroborated Dustin's claims that Mr. John was the money man. Apparently, Billy Earl Johnson was the man initially hired to shoot Nancy. When Billy decided that he wasn't going to do the job, he tried to pawn it off onto several other people while taking a portion of the pay. When this did not pan out, Billy decided to run a long-time con on Mr. John, squeezing every dollar he could out of him. He would spin stories saying that the day he went to do it, the cops were nearby, or that there were too many people. Basically, he would say anything that he could to push it another day. He
Keep drawing money from him.
would then ask for more money, which Mr. John would provide. He bought Billy guns, tractors, cars, basically anything that Billy wanted. Mr. John would originally provide this money in cash, but when Billy kept requesting more, Mr. John became lazy and started to send wire transfers. Charlie also told investigators that he knew somebody with a picture of Mr. John, so as investigators waited for the picture, they decided to trace these wire transfers. In doing so, they found that Mr. John had sent multiple members of the Hee Haw gang a combined total of $850,000. And when
Good
they finally
Lord.
received the picture, it all became clear. Mr. John was actually John Franklin Howard, aka Frank, Nancy's husband of 29 years. Frank was immediately arrested and charged with solicitation to commit capital murder. He was held on a $1 million bond. Frank was so highly regarded by the community that several friends and family members pooled their money together and managed to post his bond within days of his arrest.
Unbelievable.
While Frank was awaiting his trial, officers moved forward with the two names that Billy Earl Johnson provided as the triggerman and getaway driver. One man was actually Billy's nephew, named Michael Speck. The other was a man named Michael Lawrence. Since Billy stated that he was unable to specify which of these two men did what, there was a lingering question as to which of these men would be facing an attempted murder charge. Investigators then decided to comb through Billy's jailhouse phone calls. While doing so,
I can't believe y'all, man. This is my life. I honestly, and I've said this before, I wish to God, man, I'd never come across any of Upchurch's videos. And I'm not blaming Upchurch. I want to make that very fucking clear. Alright? Upchurch is just a YouTuber. He ain't to blame for this. I feel part to blame, even though I'm not the one that's instigating, which MC loved to use that word a lot here lately, I guess, because they know it's a fact that they do it first. Like AD putting my number in his chat, me seeing it, and then being cool with Kyle putting my address and not getting rid of it or kicking him. Like, and I saw it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back that decided to make me put out his number and name. Like, hey, do two wrongs make a right? Everyone's been taught. Obviously, no, they don't. In hindsight, looking back, if I had a time, if I could do a review and change the decision I made, I really feel like I would, not just may, because it might have actually gained some like real respect from him, or it fuck it not him, fuck that, but someone else that would matter that might have seen it, you know. But I did what was expected, and so that's why I got ragged on. Yeah, I just think all this shit's unfair. Like Moses can talk about taking people's skin and hurting them and raping and all this and claim it's comedy and shit. Still on YouTube, Filthy Animal can dox everybody in the full definition of the word and keep his channel and make hateful and abusive streams, so can everybody else. Like, it's just too much shit that has made me just be in shock that I don't know. People don't care about what's right. They just care about what's going to pay off for them. What's going to get them up or advanced, you know? It's true. I do have medical conditions. I'm not addicted to drugs like they try to say, but I'm obviously developed a YouTube addiction from running across this type of situation and being treated like this. I've got to switch out headphones. Give me just a second.
Word, he probably me.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is that, so I mean, it's that keeps happening. So I got nothing left.
So where'd
well,
that money
obviously,
go?
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
You
Where did
know,
all that money go? Because that's
and,
where he's got it all. I told him, I said, this is the last I got, and he said he'd go he'd take care of everything. And I have heard absolutely nothing from him since. So that's my problem. I got nothing left.
Yeah, nothing.
No, I gave him everything.
There ain't nothing you can do.
I gave him everything.
Although this recording seems to heavily indicate that the triggerman was likely Michael Speck, police had also received a phone call from a woman named Misty Ford. Misty stated that she was Michael Lawrence's fiancée and that he had confessed to her that he shot Nancy that day and presumed that she was dead, and that Michael Speck operated as the getaway driver. Although this statement was quite damning, officers still weren't confident who had done what, as some of this information was conflicting. So, both Michael Lawrence and Michael Speck were charged with aggravated robbery and conspiracy to commit the murder of Nancy Howard. Throughout this entire investigation, Nancy Howard would claim that she just did not believe that Frank could have been involved. The two were happily married for 29 years and they had 3 kids together. As a family, they were very religious and went to church every Sunday. They were all very involved in the community, and Frank just did not display any characteristics of the type of person that could have done this. However, Nancy's opinion began to change as everybody awaited Frank's trial. She stated that in 2009 to 2012, when Frank began a new job working as the CFO for a man that provided resources to the military in Iraq, that he became a different person. She said this version of Frank was much more confident, yet much more mysterious. Anyways, Frank's trial took place in August of 2014, and Frank's infidelity was highlighted as the likely motive for him to hatch this murder-for-hire scheme.
North Texas man's affair was front and center in court as prosecutors tried to convince a jury that he tried to have his wife killed. John Franklin Howard is on trial for attempted capital murder in connection to the 2012 shooting of his wife, Nancy.
Well, yeah, court just officially went into recess, ending week 1 of testimony here, and it ended with the wife that investigators believe Howard tried to get rid of, and the other woman rather, they say might have been partially the reason for it. John Frank Howard's double life was front and center in the closed-to-video Denton courtroom today, but the pictures inside show the emotional ride he took as his wife and mistress both told their stories. After detailing the night she was shot in the face, Nancy Howard talked about her difficult rehab, but the even more difficult moment when Howard told her by phone in Parkland Hospital that he was having an affair with Suzanne Leontief. Prosecutors even showed a photo taken from Howard's desk in his Grapevine office of him with Leontief and her kids. Now, she told the jury she was in love with Howard and living with him in a condo in California, but says she was getting fed up with a divorce from his wife being promised but never actually happening. But the defense says the affair is not the question in this case. They're not even questioning that it happened. Attorney Ricky Parrott says his client isn't on trial for adultery. This is about the murder for hire charge. That will likely become focus next week when the people Howard's accused of hiring are scheduled to testify.
During the trial, the prosecution presented several pieces of evidence which seemed to outline Frank's involvement. The evidence included a breakdown of phone history, which included calls between Frank and Michael Speck, some of which took place throughout the day of the shooting. Pictures of spreadsheets that tracked every transfer that Frank made to the Hee Haw gang, as well as a detailed breakdown of Frank's 3-year affair with his mistress Susan, which included a second home and a condo, as well as documentation that showed that Frank had given Susan $500,000 in cash and spent about $1.9 million on the lifestyle for the two. They would also present a text message that Susan had sent Frank in the weeks before the shooting.
Yeah, I'm watching this without saying anything about it. I'm not even paying attention to the comments right now, sorry.
Which they believed may have been the catalyst.
Oh, and I hope everyone's enjoyed calling me, because actually I don't. In fact, I hope any of you that you called me that I did not give permission and you keep harassing me, I hope you burn in hell. No, I take that back. I hope God forgives you, but I hope you have to suffer some type of karma for it. See, it's hard for me not to have the same hate they spew back. It's hard for me not to want to return it. But even I wouldn't do some of the things they do. And that whole engaging shit, you don't have a case, that's a bunch of bullshit. They want people to get me to believe that.
For this shooting to take place.
Like, how about all the times I stayed away and tried to do my own thing, people wouldn't leave me alone? You call that engaging?
That text message read, "I'm so sick of being alone. You need to file this by Friday or move on. I have waited long enough." Frank replied to this message in a love letter, stating that he is working on it and that he knows what he needs to do. The defense attorneys claimed that Frank had actually been blackmailed and that the credibility of the prosecution's witnesses left something to be desired.
I do not believe as reasonable people, you can convict someone on the testimony of the kind of people they brought in here that their house of cards has to be built on. And it starts with Billy Johnson and it ends with Billy Johnson. Because I do not believe that's the kind of evidence in this country that we want to use to convict someone of a crime to deprive them of their liberty if they're convicted.
They would also claim that the idea that Frank would want his wife of 29 years murdered as a way out of the marriage was preposterous, as Frank had already gone through a divorce in the years before he and Nancy got together.
Where in the world is any evidence been told you that divorce is unacceptable, Mr. Howard? He's already had a divorce. He's been married once. Look at the evidence and ask yourself if that's what that means.
Ashley, Jay, and Brianna each testified for their father, telling the jury what a kind and compassionate man they'd always known him to be. They weren't in the courtroom for the presentation of most of the evidence, but when they were, they sat behind Frank. During the closing arguments, the prosecutor would call Frank sick, after presenting to the courts an email that Frank sent Nancy on the day of the shooting.
I know you have a busy day today, because he knows her schedule. He's provided it to the two Michaels. So I will try to wait to get home to you. That's sick. That is sick. He wanted to get home to her casket. That's what he wanted to come home to.
The trial lasted nearly 3 weeks, but the jury only needed 2 hours to reach a decision.
Has the jury reached a verdict in this case?
Yes, we had, Your Honor.
And is that a unanimous verdict of each and every one of the 12 jurors in this case?
Yes, it is.
Please hand that to the bailiff. We, the jury, find the defendant, John Howard, guilty of the offense of attempted capital murder as alleged in the indictment.
John Franklin Howard was found guilty of solicitation to commit capital murder. During Frank's sentencing, Richard Raley took the stand. Richard was Frank's ex-boss, the man that hired Frank to work as a CFO during the years 2009 to 2012, when Nancy said that Frank had changed. Richard told the jury that over the 3-year period that they worked together, Frank had systematically embezzled over $30 million from him. This was the money that Frank used to pay the Hee Haw gang to commit these crimes. Prosecutors concluded that in addition to his extramarital affairs and a building disdain for his wife of nearly 30 years, Frank must have known that a divorce would have exposed his financial misdeeds. John Franklin Howard was then sentenced to life in prison.
The Denton County man convicted of trying to hire someone to kill his wife was sentenced to life behind bars. The jury's decision for John Franklin Howard came earlier today. Yesterday, the same jury found him guilty in the murder for hire case. NBC5's Brian Scott is live at the courthouse with the details. Brian?
Brian, after nearly 3 weeks of arguments in this one, John Frank Howard's fate is sealed. He will likely never walk free again. Today, a Denton County jury sentencing him to the maximum, life in prison, after convicting him this week of attempted capital murder. The motive, they said, was an affair he admitted to having with a woman in California. An emotional Nancy Howard told John Howard after sentencing that she had loved him dearly and he tried to take everything from her, destroying their family in the process. The defense says they will appeal, but they were prepared for the worst.
He's exactly where he needs to be. We're very thrilled with the verdict we did receive, especially
All right, Ms. Vallow, before I impose sentence, if you choose, you may address the court. This is known as the right of allocution, which permits you to make a statement on your own behalf or present any information in mitigation of the punishment for the crimes you've committed. And let me inquire at this time, do you wish to address this court? All right, very well, you may make your statement.
I would like to start by quoting John from the New Testament in the Bible. In John chapter 8, verse 7, Jesus says, "He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her." Then in verse 15, Jesus says, "Ye judge after the flesh, I judge no man. And yet if I judge, my judgment is true." Jesus knows me, and Jesus understands me. I mourn with all of you who mourn my children and Tammy. Jesus Christ knows the truth of what happened here. Jesus Christ knows that no one was murdered in this case. Accidental deaths happen. Suicides happen. Fatal side effects from medications happen.